Have you ever seen something so small that it changed your entire life? I used to think that the worst thing my husband could do was cheat on me. But I was wrong. One ordinary afternoon, I was buckling my daughter into her car seat when I noticed something stuck between the cushions. Thinking it was just a stray toy or snack wrapper, I reached down to grab it. But the moment my fingers wrapped around it, I felt a familiar cylindrical shape. Something I hadn't touched in a long time. It was a tampon, a brightly wrapped tampon. Not mine, not one I recognized. A cold wave of confusion washed over me. I had an IUD, so I hadn't had a period in over a year. And I had never bought this brand before. I froze, staring at the tampon in my hand as if it were a piece of evidence in a crime scene. My mind raced. Whose was this? How did it get here? That night I held it up in front of my husband, watching for his reaction. He frowned, confused. Why are you showing me this? I took a deep breath, trying to keep my voice steady. I found it. In your car. It's not mine. I haven't had a period in over a year. So, whose is it? It took a second for realization to hit him. Then he shrugged. Oh, that? It's probably Fiona's. She must have dropped it when we went out for lunch. Just like that. No concern, no hesitation, just a casual explanation, as if I had asked. Him why the sky was blue. A chill ran down my spine. I wanted to believe him. I needed to believe him. But something inside me whispered, this isn't right, and I had no idea just how deep this deception ran. I tried to brush it off. A tampon in the car? It could have fallen out of someone's bag. But then, I found another one. This time, it wasn't in the car. It wasn't in a place that could be explained away. It was in my sock drawer. I felt sick. My mind spiraled with possibilities. Was my husband seeing someone? Was she leaving these for me to find? I didn't want to believe it, but I had to know for sure. So in a moment of pure paranoia, I did something I never thought I'd do. I tested him. While out with Fiona, I faked an emergency and asked if she had a tampon. She handed me one, identical to the one I had found in my husband's car. I exhaled in relief. Maybe my husband wasn't lying. Maybe I really had just been overthinking it. But then, I found another tampon, and this time it was only the beginning. One morning, I came home early from work. The first thing I noticed was my toddler, dressed in an outfit I had never seen before. Now, I'm the one who buys all of my kids' clothes. I know everything they wear, and I would never dress my child in a full-length snap-up onesie. They're a nightmare for diaper changes, but the most unsettling part? She had a tiny pink hair clip in her hair. My husband had never put hair accessories on our daughters before. He didn't even know where we kept them. My stomach twisted. Someone else had been in my home. Someone else had been touching my child. I turned to my husband. Has anyone been here today? He looked at me, confused. No, just me and the kids. Why? My breath caught in my throat. He lied. I could feel it in my bones. I knew I needed proof. So I set up hidden cameras. A few days later, I was at work when my phone buzzed with a notification. Motion detected at front door. I clicked the video, expecting to see a package delivery. Instead, my blood ran cold. There on the screen was a woman, holding my toddlers. Hand, walking into my house. Behind her was my husband. I couldn't breathe because I knew this woman. It was my husband's sister. The same sister he had sworn he had no contact with. The same sister who had a history of abuse. The same sister who had been legally ordered to stay 2 states away. And now, she was in my home. With my child. My vision blurred with rage. My hands shook as I dialed my husband's number. Why is she in our house? He didn't answer, because he knew I knew everything. The truth came out like a flood. My husband had been secretly meeting his sister for months. Every time I was at work, he would sneak her into our home. She had even slept in our bed while I was away on a business trip. The tampons, the clothes, the hair clip. They were all hers, and the worst part, my husband had let a dangerous woman be around our children without telling me. I felt sick, betrayed, violated. When I confronted him, he had the audacity to tell me I was overreacting, that I was imagining things, that I needed to get help. He even tried to gaslight me into thinking I had postpartum depression 2 years after giving birth. That was the final straw. I filed for divorce the next day, and I don't regret it for a second. Looking back, I learned some valuable lessons. If something feels off, it probably is. Trust your instincts, even when someone tries to make you doubt them. Gaslighting is real, and it can come from the person you trust most. Your safety and your children's safety come first. Always. I used to think the worst thing a husband could do was cheat. But I was wrong, because betrayal comes in many forms. And sometimes, the truth is worse than you ever imagined. What would you have done in my situation? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more shocking real-life stories. Stay safe, trust your gut, and remember, you deserve the truth.